Hello, you guys are doing okay? We are here with lesson number 6. We're going to be finding the area of regular polygons today. Okay, so just a quick reminder, a regular polygon is one where all the sides and all of the angles are going to be congruent. Okay, so there are two ways that they're going to tell us that it's a regular polygon. One is if we see these little tick marks right here on all of the sides, then we know that all the sides are congruent. That makes it a regular polygon. Or they could just tell us simply in the directions, say, find the area of the following regular polygons. And then you're just going to assume, not assume because they told you. So you'll just know that they're all regular polygons. Okay. All right. So just a real quick labeling here of this picture. Okay. This little thing right here is the center of our picture. They are going to give us that. And essentially it's like the center if there was a circle that ran around the outside of this shape and it hit all of the vertices or corners of this shape. Okay, so if we imagine that's the center of this circle that runs around the outside, we call this an inscribed polygon when it's hitting all the vertices are sitting right there on that circle. Okay, so this is the center, which makes this little thing right here the radius, which goes from the center to the edge of that circle. Okay, sometimes they're going to give us that for the problems that we're doing that I'm asking you to do. We're not really going to be dealing with the radius very much, but you just need to know that it's there. Okay, then we have one of these pieces along the outside, and we call this one of the side lengths. Okay, all the sides are going to be congruent, so they are probably going to ask us to find the perimeter as well. So we'll just take whatever that side is times how many sides it has. And the most important part on our regular polygons is this little dotted line right here that goes from the center, and it's drawn perpendicular at a right angle, and it hits at the midpoint. So this right here is the middle of this side. So this little piece here is going to be congruent to this piece on this side. So the little segment that starts at the center comes perpendicular to the midpoint is called the apothem. Some teachers call it the apothem. It's kind of like that potato, potato, tomato, tomato thing. They're both acceptable. I say apothem because I think apothem sounds even weirder than apothem. So that's just me. Okay. So we are going to be using this apothem to find the area. So here's our formula for area of a regular, put R-E-G, regular polygon. Is going to be 1/2 little a. Little a is going to stand for the apothem. That's our little a. And we're going to multiply that by capital P. Okay, so little a stands for the apothem. Capital P stands for, what word do you think capital P stands for in a shape? Perimeter. I heard you all say the right word. Okay. So this is our formula for area of a regular polygon. 1/2, or you can change that to 0.5 when we're typing it into our calculator, half of the apothem times the perimeter. So there can be implied multiplication signs in there. Okay. All right. So that's the formula. We're going to do a couple examples. Well, more than a couple. We'll do 5. We'll do 2 that are kind of straightforward. We'll do 2 that are kind of given to us as word problems, and actually 3 that are word problems. So we'll actually be working backwards just a little bit for some of those. All right, so number one. Okay, let's see if we can draw something that looks sort of like this. We'll pretend that that is accurate. Okay, so this shape has how many sides? It has 5 sides, so we call it a pentagon. And these sides are going to be congruent. So it is a regular pentagon. And we are trying to find the area. If we are told, we'll be told that this piece right here is 7.5 inches. And we're going to put a dot right at the center. And we'll draw from there at a right angle to the middle or midpoint of one of the sides. And we'll say that piece is 5.1 inches. Okay, so when you look at your formula chart, you don't really have a formula for finding the area of a pentagon. So So the only way we can do that is if we know that it's a regular pentagon. So we're going to go with this formula, area equals 1/2 little a times capital P. And we're going to plug in what we know. Okay, we're trying to find the area, so we'll go ahead and put that find area. That's our question, what we're trying to do. So we're finding that the area is going to equal 1/2. I'm going to change that to 0.5 times little a. Little a is where in our picture? Little a stands for apothem, which is this piece right here from the center to the edge. So that's going to be our 5.1. And we're going to multiply that by P, which stands for what? Perimeter. P stands for perimeter. And how do we find the perimeter of a shape? Perimeter, we add all the sides, all the way around of our shape. So is this 7.5 that we're given right there the perimeter of our shape? No, so I do not want to put 7.5 right here. Okay, this 7.5 is one side. How many sides do we have on our shape? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to multiply it by 5 sides, because that's how many sides we have. So the length of one side multiplied by 5 sides gives us 37.5. I'm just going to double check that on my handy dandy calculator. There we go, 37.5. So this is the perimeter. So we'll put that over here, 37.5. And then this just goes into our calculator. Right? 0.5, oops, 0.5 times 5.1 times 37.5. 0.5 times 5.1 times 37.5 gives us an area of 95.625. And we said these were inches, so this is going to be inches squared for our area. Okay. All right, let's do one more like this where it's just kind of straightforward. On this one, we're going to be given this shape. We're going to be told that all the sides are congruent. We're going to say that this piece is 8 feet. And then from here, we'll draw it right there. And this is going to be 2.3 feet. Okay. All right. So this shape is obviously a triangle. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. If we knew the length of this piece right here that goes from the base all the way up to the opposite vertex, we could do area, half area of the base times height. Okay, but since we don't know that, since we have this dot at the center and we have this piece right here, which is the apothem, okay, we're going to use our formula that says area of a regular triangle is going to be 1/2 little a capital P. So the 1/2 is 0.5. Little a is 2.3. If you want to put them in parentheses, if it gets to be too many, like this was a lot of dots and decimals and kind of gets confusing. So if you want to put your individual numbers in parentheses to kind of keep that together. Okay. P stands for perimeter. Is this 8 the perimeter? No. 8 is one side. How many sides does our shape have? It's a triangle, so we have 3 sides. So the perimeter is going to be 24. 24 for the perimeter. Okay, so the other thing you are going to need to know is you might need to go back to that list that we did in one of our very early on videos where we gave the names of all the polygons, okay, or just look them up. Like if it says dodecagon and you're like, I don't know how many sides that has, then just look it up. You're sitting in front of a computer. Be resourceful. Okay, so 27.6, and these were feet, so this will be square feet, or feet squared. Just like that. Okay. All right, so let's try one that doesn't have the picture. It doesn't really make it harder. It just kind of makes it different. So this is number 3. So on this one, we're going to be given a regular octagon. The reason I like to do this as a word problem is so you don't have to see me try to draw a regular octagon, because that would be really awful. We're going to be told that the apothem is 14.1, and we're told that one side length is going to be 11.7. Okay? Find the area. Okay, so here's our formula for area. This is a regular polygon, so we're going to use 1/2 little a capital P. We're going to change 1/2 to 0.5. Do we know A? A is the apothem. That's this thing right here, 14.1. Capital P stands for perimeter. Is this the perimeter? Okay. Y'all, these problems aren't terribly complicated, but if you just slide this number right over here, you're going to get a wrong answer every time. This is not the perimeter. Okay, this is one side. So if we have one side is 11.7 and this shape is an octagon, how many sides does an octagon have? An octagon has 8 sides. So if I have 8 sides of 11.7, 11.7 times 8 gives me 93.6. So that is going to be our perimeter that we can put into our formula over here. Okay, please don't use the side length. That will get you a wrong answer every time. Okay, so we've got 93.6. I'm just going to work backwards because it's multiplication, times 14.1. Oops, that's not a 1. 14.1 times 0.5. So I've got 1/2 times 14.1 times 93.6, 659.88. Notice that our numbers over here don't have any labels, so if we are not given labels, we just use U for units. Still give it a label of some sort so that we know that it is area. Whenever you see units squared, inches squared, feet squared, that implies area. Okay, all right, so we're going to do 2 now where we work backwards. Okay, so on number 4, we are trying to find the length of one side of a regular hexagon if we know that the area is 667.2 inches squared and the apothem is 13.9 inches. Find the length of one side of a regular hexagon if the area is 667.2 and the apothem is 13.9. Okay, so here's the first thing. Regular shape. Area of a regular shape. 1/2 little a capital P. Start with the same thing every time. Okay, now we're just going to substitute in. The first letter we see is capital A. What does that capital A stand for? It stands for area. Do you see something over here that tells us a number that we can put for area? Absolutely, this. 667.2. I'm going to not worry about the labels. Okay, equals, what are we going to put for the 1/2? Does that change? We can change it to 0.5 or you can leave it as 1/2. All right, what's this little a stand for? Little a stands for the apothem. Do we see that over here somewhere? Apothem is 13.9. So this is little a, 13.9. Capital P is our only unknown, so that's going to stay there because it doesn't tell us anything over here. The perimeter is blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going to solve this for the perimeter. Okay, so to do that, we are going to multiply these together. 0.5 times 13.9, and we will get 6.95 times the perimeter. So if I want to get the perimeter by itself, we're going to divide 667.2 by 6.95, and that will make those go away. We'll be left with the perimeter over here, and 667.2. Whoa. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening. Whoa. 667.2 divided by 6.95 makes 96. So we have a perimeter of 96. So did we answer the question? Find the perimeter of our shape. Is that what it asks us for? No, it says find the length of one side. Okay? How many sides does our shape have? It's a hexagon. So a hexagon has 6 sides. So if the whole perimeter all the way around is 96, if we divide 96 by 6, that will give us the one side length. 96 divided by 6 is 16. One side, 16. Okay, y'all be careful when this is a multiple choice question because this answer is going to be there. Okay, find the length of one side. The perimeter is not one side. Okay, you always have to divide by however many sides you have first for that. Okay, all right, last question, number 5. Find the apothem. We are given a regular pentagon. We're told that the area is 8.3 centimeters squared, and one side equals 2.2 centimeters. Okay, this is area. Okay, actually I have one other thing about this. The one side of this is 16, what's our label? We had inches or inches squared. One side of our shape is going to be 16 inches. Yeah, just our label for that. Sorry. Okay, find the apothem if we have a regular pentagon, we're given its area, and we know one side. Okay, so same formula. Do we know capital A? Capital A is area, so that's 8.3. 1/2 is going to become 0.5. Do we know little a, the apothem? Nope, that's what we're trying to find, so we're going to leave that there. And capital P stands for this, one side. Capital P, nope. If one side is 2.2, how many sides are there on a pentagon? Pentagon has 5 sides. So 2.2 times 5 gives us, I do not know what's going on with this, 11 for the perimeter of 11. So we're solving for A right here in the middle. So we're going to do essentially the same thing that we did before. On this side, I've got 0.5 times 11. So I'm just going to multiply those two together. 0.5 times 11 gives me 5.5. So we have 5.5. Little a equals 8.3. To get the 5.5 away from the a, we're going to divide both sides by 5.5. And that'll leave us with little a, and then 8.3 divided by 5.5 is 1.5, or 1.51, if you will, centimeters. Okay. All right, so again, on the problems that we're doing for finding area of regular polygon, you're going to be given the apothem, you're going to be given the side, you're going to find the area, or something of that sort. You're not going to be given a problem where you don't have enough information to work the problem with what you have, okay? Even though It is possible to do. We've done it. It's just more than what we need to do right now, okay? So, thank you for writing this down. I appreciate it. Make sure you have your calculator and a sheet of paper to do the actual work on before you click your answers and mark your answers for your assignment, okay? Love you. Sending hugs. See you next time.